Did you know that today we pay upwards of $60 for a dish that 17th century colonists considered cockroach of the sea?
Gross.
We treat lobster like it's a high status symbol of wealth, often reserved for holidays or anniversaries, but the reality of this is a lie. This crustacean wasn't a delicacy. It was an agricultural pest, an embarrassment, and the quintessential food of the very, very poor. When the Europeans landed in Massachusetts, they weren't greeted by the scent of fresh pine. They were greeted by the smell of rotting shellfish. Lobsters were so unbelievably abundant that they would wash up on the beaches in giant 2-foot-high piles. They were so easy to catch, they were considered vermin. People wouldn't eat them unless they were starving, because you could get them for free. Always. Colonists had to find uses for this endless, disgusting bounty. Their primary use for lobster? Fertilizing their crops. That's right. You're paying a triple-digit price for a creature that was historically used as plant food. The greatest proof of lobster's low status is found in the contract law of the time. Lobster was primarily used as a cheap protein, often for indentured servants, low-wage laborers, and prisoners. It was served so often that the poor began to riot. They were so utterly sick of being fed lobster in Massachusetts that servants eventually had clauses written into their contracts. These contracts limited the number of times they could be fed lobster to no more than 3 times per week. Imagine a prisoner demanding less meat. That's how pathetic and low-grade lobster was. People were actively fighting for the right to not eat it. You are literally paying for a food that 200 years ago was the caloric definition of having no other choices. So what changed? Did lobster suddenly become better? No. But the Industrial Revolution brought mass canning, refrigeration, and efficient railroad transport, making lobster scarcity decrease and available inland markets. By the 19th century, suddenly people couldn't get it. It was the illusion of rarity combined with clever marketing, and that transformed a trash fish into a status symbol. The contemporary lobster dinner isn't a celebration of a delicious meal, it's a celebration of a historical scarcity that shouldn't exist. You're not paying for flavor, you're paying for the luxury of not being an 18th century prisoner. Now that you know the truth, can you even look at a lobster roll the same way? Let me know in the comments. And before you go, please subscribe to Forgotten Flavors to uncover the next culinary lie. We dug it up so you don't have to.